I think you should just get this off your chest.
Look, I mean, we might need to do another seance because I need to speak to Steve Jobs immediately.
Welcome to Multiple Nerdgasm with your hosts, Matt, Luke, and Dan. Multiple Nerdgasm, your guide to all things nerdy.
Is he disappointing you, or is Apple disappointing you?
No, he's not disappointing me because he would never have allowed this to happen. He would never have allowed an operating system upgrade that no longer supports 32-bit apps, which is 90% of the games in my Steam library.
Do you think he would care about that, though? Because I don't think he was really cared about the gaming side of Apple, did he?
He would have dangled something in front of me that went, look, I'm getting rid of this, but man, my system is now prepped for this other thing that only I can have now. But Apple don't work that way anymore. Look, man, honestly, I'm just looking at my dock here. There's not a single piece of software that I use nowadays that can't run on a PC. You hear that? You hear that fucking Tim Cook?
See, I've never used Apple. I've always been PC. So.
And also, how far back can you play a PC game on your current PC? Into infinity?
Pretty much. As long as it doesn't have to run off a CD-ROM drive, I can run it, pretty much. No, I do have a CD. I've got a CD-ROM drive, but I remember trying to play, I think, Wing Commander 3, and I'm talking not even disc computer. I'm talking like 10 years ago, and it just ran too fast. They've fixed it now, but when I had like just the one that I was installing off disk, it was just far too fast and unplayable. Playing a lot of Windows games lately. Actually, not a lot. I played one game a lot today.
What was that?
2 Point Hospital.
Really? Now's the time to play fucking hospital games?
I don't know. Remember the old Theme Hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically you build a hospital, like people will come in with like a light bulb head and they go in, they get diagnosed and get their head fixed, and it's just a stupid game.
Amazing.
It's just a stupid simulation game that I played for about 8 hours today.
I can play a handful of games. I did play one interesting game this week called the Rusty Lake Hotel, which is cute. Rusty Lake make just these like really kind of charming but like oddly dark little kind of adventure games, and Rusty Lake Hotel was really good. Something
that was announced that I thought I'd never see the light of day. I just got an email to say that Evil Dead 2 board game has shipped.
No.
So I should be receiving it like this week. I'm still pissed off about the dice. I'm pissed off more about the not getting the dice than I am about them failing to deliver the game.
Do you think there's a chance your game will ship with the dice, or do you think that ship sailed?
No, dice, they've sold them off. But like the annoying thing about the dice, I can understand the game. Look, we screwed up, we overspent, we didn't finish it, we didn't make the game. The dice existed. You just didn't want to pay the money to ship them to me, even though I paid you the money to ship them.
Hi guys, it's nice to talk to you. It feels like a long time since we've spoken to one another.
It's been ages since we've got together and recorded a podcast.
It has, yeah. Yeah. Listeners, if you heard a weird shortened, stilted conversation before this, that's because my mic was not recording, and I've had to make the best of the content we had for the beginning of this podcast. If you're just hearing this at the start, well, we couldn't salvage anything.
Matt, we talked on last week's podcast about how we jokingly said that the way we record this podcast is that we record one person at a time and then the other person has to slot in their bits. So I think the challenge for this week is for you to put your money where your mouth is, and for you to go and put in some witty comments into the conversation that Luke and I have had.
Oh, please do it.
Okay. All right. Yep. Well, it's not the conversation you and Luke had. I mean, I was present.
So when I go, you're just right on the ball.
Zingers. I was present for the conversation. I just was not recording.
Yeah, but you've got a do-over. Imagine that happened in real life. Imagine you could walk away from a conversation and go, nah, play that back, but I'm going to redo my bits.
Yeah. God, can't believe I did that. What a fuckwit. What
That's
a
right,
fuckwit.
I've done it before.
We've all done it before.
There's been a couple of save files where I've had to just record the entire thing again.
Oh, damn. Well, I've got the recording of you guys, just not me. That's fucking stupid. Anywho,
you just won't be getting your bonus.
I think this episode is going to be riddled with in-jokes that the audience is just not going to get because they're going to refer back to bits that you're just not going to hear.
I got to tell you, I was particularly funny in the bits that are no longer in this episode. I was very funny.
So what else has been happening in the world?
Well, it looks like we've got some follow-up from last week in regards to Amber Heard.
Yeah. I mean, this is hard-hitting news too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I heard that she's been hanging out with Elon Musk. Is that a thing?
I mean, I don't know about that.
What? Isn't he married to... Well, he was dating Grimes.
Evidently, they're no longer following each other.
Who is Grimes?
Grimes is a musician, I guess.
Okay.
Is how you would describe her.
Is that
It's
just
his baby mama.
something that
Yes.
cool people would know about and old men wouldn't? Is that why I don't know who that is?
She did a bunch of Apple ads. So I don't know if that helps.
Well, I don't know if you remember.
You
Matt,
like Apple, don't you,
I'm
Danny?
actually quite angry at Apple right now.
Yes.
For reasons that were clearly stated in the part of this show that we're not going to play. So,
Yep. Well, apparently she may... I mean, this is alleged, right? Do we have any evidence that this is true? But apparently she may have been fired from Aquaman 2.
I've seen it from quite a few sources, so
Really?
I'm pretty sure it is true.
Interesting.
yeah,
Is that because of this Johnny Depp stuff?
I would
or
assume
just-
so.
Yeah, and I think it's also because she's not a big enough star to
To survive something like this?
survive. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not
'Cause
physically. She obviously survived. Well, according to this article, she doesn't have any other work lined up. Well, I don't think there's a
No.
lot of work out there right now.
Honestly, I've seen
no.
Aquaman and I don't remember her at all. I don't remember. I remember.
She's the main character.
Is she though? I remember Jason Momoa and I remember that Maori guy from Once Were Warriors and I remember Nicole
is he in
Kidman.
it? I haven't seen it. It's got
It's
No,
not very
I haven't
good,
seen
Matt.
it either.
it's got
it's
the
dead
guy from
set
The Conjuring
awful,
who's in
guys.
all James Wan's movies.
Yes, he's also there. He's
Yeah.
fine. He's forgettable in it. Put a pin in that because I'm going to talk about a Lee 1L movie soon.
Oh, okay. I know what it is. I will say this news comes from a website called Sausage Roll. So, I mean, this has been reported by Small Screen, which is the article we're looking at. But it does say this news comes from Sausage Roll. So,
Well, that sounds Australian, so
yes,
I'm
but
happy to just go along with it.
it's not a news source I'm familiar with.
We can't really make fun of that name because you've got to remember, people get their news from a podcast called Multiple Nerdgasm.
Do people get their news from us?
They shouldn't, but maybe people do.
Yeah. Why not?
If you're one of these people, always fact check because we don't.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Well, speaking of fact-checking, I've fact-checked by just scrolling down the Small Screen article to related articles on the same website as the banner headline, Amber Heard
my
is
God.
going to be fired from Ant-Man 2, into this one that says, Amber Heard reportedly won't be fired.
Oh, but hold on, that one was that article's a month old. The one that
Don't-
she won't be fired was a month
Don't
ago.
parade, Luke.
The top comment. She deserves to pay for her lies and crimes. She should be in court for jail, too. I won't see any
Wow.
movie that this violent domestic abuser and liar is in, and neither will anyone in my family. What decent person would? I did.
Jesus, okay.
This website has a lot of articles about this.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, too many, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, this website is also suggesting that perhaps Emilia Clarke could replace her, but I don't actually know if this website has anything to do with the casting.
Probably not. This is okay. So the article
also-
we're reading is from the 2nd of April, right? So it's
Yep.
pretty current. But if you scroll down, the article that says she won't be fired is from the 26th of February. So I mean, they've been on this for months.
Yeah. Yeah. 29th of February is this one. Amber Heard should be replaced by Emilia Clarke as Mira. Amber Heard has falsely accused Johnny Depp of abusing her, when it turns out she's the abuser herself.
No.
Well, if you actually also look at related, on the 10th of February, there was a petition to remove her from the movie as well.
When you said you'd seen a lot of articles about this, Luke, were they all on this website? Because this website does seem to be pretty focused on it.
Yeah. There's not a lot of consistency, though.
I honestly think they should just probably cancel the movie altogether.
Oh, mate, I'd be surprised if this movie's even going ahead. Is there even confirmation that Aquaman 2 is happening?
I think if it hadn't started filming and it was very close to finishing before everything locked down...
I don't know, man.
Then
I think Aquaman was very successful. I think it was a big deal, right? Wasn't it? I think they made...
I don't know. I didn't even go see it.
I think they made a shit ton of money.
2 out of 3 of us
really
didn't even see it, and the one who did fucking hated it.
Yeah, but no, people don't care what we think. Well, yeah, but some people do.
But there's movies that we'd still go and see because we should go see because they still might be good or whatever. This one I had no interest whatsoever.
It was garbage, Luke. It was next level garbage.
I think it's available to watch. I just have not watched it. I just don't really
Luke,
care about it.
think about the kind of movie you think it is, right? Think about the kind of garbage you think it is, right?
Yep.
It's not as good. It's not as good as that.
Not as good as that?
No, it's not as good as what you're thinking.
I mean, I saw the trailer and it looked like CGI crap. That didn't interest me.
I just don't understand why anyone thought that this was a good idea to make.
I think it's because they just committed to all of this very early on, and I don't think anyone's got the guts to go, we've made a terrible mistake, stop.
But, I mean, again, I understand all that we don't like it, but I think this may have been the most financially successful film they've made.
That's, I don't even know how to respond to that. Have you seen that the guys over at Honest Trailers have done an honest trailer for the hypothetical Snyder Cut of Justice League?
Oh, no.
Positioning it as the greatest movie of all time?
There was an April Fool's thing, which thankfully April Fool's was pretty quiet this year because the world's not in the mood for it. But there was one that was that said that the Snyder Cut was coming to HBO Max, which is the rumor that everyone's fucking going with at this point.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist, guys.
I love how low-key April Fool's Day was this year. I remember Disney put out, there's going to be a DuckTales game, and everyone was like, fuck, really? And they were like, nah, we tried to have one, but no one will release it.
I know, it's such a sad April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
Like, no, we were going to make it, but then we decided just to make it an April Fool's joke instead. Oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah. The art you saw from it was real, but it's not going to be a game.
Such a weird thing to do.
It really is. It would have been a terrible game, but anyway.
Well, maybe not. You never know. Wasn't the old DuckTales real good?
The old DuckTales game from the early 90s was fucking excellent.
Yeah, they re-released it,
It was great in the 90s.
No, I've played it since.
Not good now.
Quest for Gold, it's fantastic. You're wrong.
No, I've played it recently. It's not.
Yeah, is that the one they re-released?
No.
Yeah, I think it is. Oh, it's not?
A re-release of Quest for Gold? I don't think so.
Disney released a lot of their old games recently.
What was the remastered one? DuckTales Remastered, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
They remastered some game, and everyone went gangbusters over it. Fuck, I haven't said that in a while. I'm not even sure why I said it.
No, this is not the old early 90s. This is like a side-scroller.
What's it? Oh, wait, is the Quest for Gold where you fly the plane around and shit?
Yes.
I've played that.
Yeah,
when the fuck did I play that?
You play the stock market, and then maybe you played it at my house, Matt.
Maybe.
It's a great game.
Maybe.
You've got your Scrooge McDuck, and you've got to beat that other duck to be the richest duck in the world.
Oh, I'm remembering.
And you can do it by any
now.
means. You can just invest in stocks to like get your shares portfolio up, or you can go and hunt for treasure, and it's just cool. It's just a great game.
Back on Good Old Games. Which listeners won't know that I was on Good Old Games earlier because I wasn't recording anything that I said at that point. I don't see Quest for Gold. I'm looking for DuckTales. I don't see DuckTales at all. No DuckTales.
Well, I seem to have forgotten my password for Good Old Games Galaxy, so I can't even get in.
Yeah. Well, even if you're not sure, don't say it on the show.
Well, I'll tell you what it isn't. It isn't the password I use for my bank account, which is...
It's a weird password.
Spell it.
It's an asterisk. So you watched a movie, did you, Dan?
I did watch a movie, a Lee 1L movie.
Yes.
Now, Lee 1L has made some great movies and some other movies. This one sits squarely halfway between. Mm-hmm. No, it's quite good. I'm talking about The Invisible Man.
I've heard that's actually quite good.
Yeah, it's quite good. Look, Lee 1L is the guy that you get if you want a thriller/horror where everything is really tense and then ends up exactly the way you thought it probably would.
Mm-hmm.
That's The Invisible Man. And for starters, I mean, this is Universal trying to still flog these old 1930s franchise properties.
Yeah, so is this part of the Dark
Mummy.
World or whatever, or have they just abandoned
It is,
that?
but I mean, it's not related to anything in any way. I mean, maybe
right.
they'll say that, you know, Dr. Jekyll knew him or something, but at this point, it seems like a very standalone film. But it was quite well done. It was very tense.
Yeah, I think Tom Cruise killed that universe.
He wasn't even the worst part about that movie, man.
You talking about Russell Crowe?
I might be.
What, are you worried he's going to throw a phone at you or something?
Yeah, I
would say Russell Crowe's shitty. Oh, look, Russell Crowe used to be fucking excellent. Used to be.
I think he's still got it in him to be excellent.
Yeah, he just does shit now.
Yeah. I rewatched LA Confidential when I was flying back from LA a couple of weeks ago because I watched a whole bunch of movies set in LA.
You got to watch movies themed around where you've been.
Yeah. I wanted to watch a movie where what's that guy who molests young boys?
Which one, mate?
You know who I'm talking about.
Jeffrey Epstein.
No. No, he likes girls. What's the actor?
The actor who molests
The actor that likes boys.
Yeah.
Come on.
Is this allegedly or is this a real thing?
No, it's for real. He admitted it.
Bryan Singer.
No, the actor.
Oh, the actor.
who works with Bryan Singer occasionally.
Oh, the guy from Beetlejuice?
No, the guy from fucking Usual Suspects.
Oh, Kevin
and House
Spacey.
Of Cards. Kevin Spacey. There you go. You know how some people have face blindness? I swear to God, I've got name blindness.
Yeah. Well, we've potentially
wanted to
been
watch a movie
sued by about 10 people at this point. So
yeah.
I'm glad we got there in the end, though.
Yeah. I wanted to watch a movie where he was the good guy. So I popped on LA Confidential, which is a great movie. No boys molested.
Nobody?
No. Well, I mean, somebody might have been, but not on screen.
Oh, we can assume somebody was. It's a film, after all. So The Invisible Man. Thumbs up, thumbs down, or just meh?
Look, I'm going to take the Luke Alderson approach to this, and I'm going to say, if you want to have a look at it, go and watch it. If not, well, don't worry about it.
I'll probably skip it then.
Yeah. Speaking of thumbs up, thumbs down, that reminds me of the thing I was going to say. Remember how good Russell Crowe was in Gladiator? Do another Gladiator.
I haven't seen Gladiator.
What?
Just never got around to it.
Well, you got plenty of time now. It's fucking
Yeah,
great.
it's a good movie. It's a good movie. I don't know if he deserved I can't even talk. An Academy Award for it. But I suspect he only got it for Gladiator because he should have gotten it the year before for Beautiful Mind.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Beautiful Mind. That was a good movie. But I don't know when I'll find time at the moment. I'm watching that stupid Netflix documentary.
Wait. Have you not finished it?
I watched the first episode.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
But no, you can discuss it.
No, I don't even know if you can do spoilers for this fucking show. We're talking about Tiger King.
Well, I mean, the phrasing that Luke has introduced this with leads me to think that perhaps he's not enjoying it as much as we did.
I think it's because I've only watched the first episode, and from everything I'm hearing, this whole thing takes big twists and turns. And I think I need to get to really the third episode to really get into it.
This show has no right to be as fascinating as it is.
Yeah, and actually the twists and turns, Luke, are not as important as you might be thinking.
My favorite thing about the show is that it is not even remotely what the filmmakers intended it to be when they started. Not even fucking remotely.
Yes. That's right.
They were starting off. It was going to be a documentary about snakes or something.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
And about
then
animal
he just walked
welfare.
in.
And it's not even.
Yeah.
And one of the things someone pointed out, there's been a bunch of articles about it. Is it points out this movie doesn't even fucking talk about whether the tigers are happy. Like,
yeah, they're not. Spoilers, they're not.
yeah, but that just gets left, by the.
Well, so much so that the documentary filmmaker became a character in this docuseries.
Yeah. Mate, what a fucking show. So, listeners, if you've not watched The Tiger King, go watch it. I don't even know how to explain what it's about. It's just
Man, I saw a great meme the other day that says, no one's born gay. You turn gay when Joe Exotic says he wants to marry you.
Yeah, I can't even explain all of the things in this that are just fucking mind-blowing to me. Like, yeah, that he was married to 2 men, neither of whom were gay. Just like that alone is fucking what? And then
evidently one of the men, his ex-husband, is married to a woman now.
They
all are, mate. And later in the series, you hear them talking about it, and they're saying it kind of like they got tricked, because he was like, "Yeah, I'm with a woman. To be honest, I've only ever been with women before him."
Yeah.
How do you get tricked into marrying a guy?
Mate, you've seen the first episode. It's just. Wouldn't you marry Joe Exotic? Come on,
yeah.
Luke.
If Joe Exotic says you get married, you're getting fucking married.
No, I don't understand either. But I don't understand a lot about the people in this fucking show. I got one thing that I don't think Carol Baskin came out of this as shiny as she was hoping.
No, I think she thought she was going to be the hero of this, and she is not.
No. To be fair, I don't think I like anybody who was in this show, except for that guy who was making the TV series. I fucking love that guy.
That guy's great. Yeah, that guy's great.
I like him, but I don't think I like anybody else.
I like the fact that for those who don't know, it follows about 4 or 5 different exotic animal dealers, I guess,
yes.
And one in particular, but they all their lives kind of intertwine. But there's one who somehow, all the way through the series, just fucking gets away with everything. I'm talking about, yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
Doc, whatever his name is. Yeah,
Doc. Yeah,
the guy gave himself like an Eastern name. The fuck is his name?
Yeah, Bhagavat.
Yeah.
Which essentially means God.
Yes.
Yeah.
As you do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's also got a bunch of wives. They all do.
Yeah.
They're all polygamous. It's something. What is it about collecting tigers that attracts polygamists?
It's just obviously such a fucking weird world, that whole thing.
I just find it insane that you don't need a license or anything to own tigers.
Do you not?
Matt, you're American.
No,
Get yourself
I guess
a tiger.
I'm getting a tiger.
Yeah.
All right. All right then.
Yeah, you want one, get one.
Apparently they're selling them off.
But the thing is, because they're talking about how there's actually more of certain species of tiger in America than there are in the wild
It's crazy.
in Africa and Asia. But then they comment on that in the show too, and these breeders are like, yeah, we're conservationists.
And then there's a whole episode about how the woman you think is going to be the hero, and she thinks she's going to be the hero, potentially murdered her husband and fed it to the tiger. And can I say that film clip that Joe Exotic made, where he wrote a song about how she killed her husband and fed him to the tigers, filmed a film clip where he got a lookalike woman looks just like her to feed meat to the tigers while he's singing there in the background?
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
It might be my favorite film clip ever.
Man, I don't understand how the laws in America can say that you are allowed to go on television with a blow-up doll, a blow-up sex doll, dressed as a real person, and shoot it in the head with a fucking gun and say, fucking, I'm coming for you, you're dead. Yeah. And that's like freedom of speech.
Because the cop
That's my right as an American.
Or the sheriff he says, well, I can't do anything about that. It's free speech. He can say whatever he wants as long as he doesn't kill anyone.
Which that seems a bit crazy to me.
Well, he actually says, isn't there a bit where he says, the law is not here to prevent crime, it's to punish criminals after the crimes have happened?
Yeah, I think that's it, yeah. And to be fair, I mean, he may not have been the best face for the legal system. But yeah, I do think he says something like that. But yes, I highly recommend you check out this show, listeners. And there have been some updates since then that the sheriff in Florida has, I think just because why the fuck not, has put up a bunch of posts saying, hey, while you're all interested, we are, the case regarding Carol Baskin's husband is still open. So if you've got any info, give us a call.
I've heard that they are starting to get a few more tips at the moment.
Yeah, well, I guess the problem is that lots of people are going to be calling up.
Half of them are probably just all crazy people just wanting to be part of it and giving crap, but you never know. And
then also, this week, apparently they're shooting a new episode of some sort.
Yeah. They're like, man, we got to ride this wave.
Yeah, so, well, Jeff Lowe, who, if you've seen the show, you'll know who that is, and then you'll know why
he's the only one who really comes across well.
Well, no, sort of. He's still a dodgy shit who punches a line in the face.
Yeah, he's implicit in everything, but...
Yeah. He's that guy, isn't he? Jeff Lowe? Isn't he
he's
the guy
with the legs, right?
No. Jeff Lowe's the guy...
Oh, Jeff...
Vegas
okay,
guy.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah. Oh, no, that guy's a fuckwit. That guy's going to jail soon.
Yeah. Well, he said this week that they're filming at the park, he said tomorrow. I don't know what day this was recorded. He made a video, said they're filming here tomorrow and there's going to be a new episode out next week, which, although that seems unlikely, I don't think he knows how
TV
long
works.
it takes to make a fucking documentary episode, but...
Unless it's just one of those reunion-type shows.
I imagine a lot of post-production goes into these, right? Because they must have had a ton... How much fucking footage must they have had of all this stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, it was years.
And they were filming
and it was about something
everything.
Else. And half of it, the footage is from that guy's original reality show, because some of it's from way before the guys were even filming.
That's one of the things that they didn't address this, but I was curious because they said they lost all that footage in the fire, right? There's a fire. I mean, listeners, if this show is fucking bananas. The stuff that happens in this show, you wouldn't believe it. If someone told you this was a true story, you wouldn't believe them. But there's a fire that destroys the TV studio at fucking Joe Exotic's zoo. And they said they lost all the footage, but then we see some of the footage. So I was confused by that.
There's clearly a lot of footage still there.
Yeah. Well, whatever. I'm sure there's an explanation for it, and it's probably not interesting, which is why they didn't bother with it.
Yeah. I promise next week I will have finished the entire series in more than one episode.
I don't understand how... When did you watch the first episode?
A few days ago.
Really?
The first episode didn't really drag me in that much.
Damn, man. I watched the first one, and then I was like, let's settle in.
Same.
I thought it was a bit weird and stuff, and I'm planning to watch more, but yeah, true. It wasn't like I need to binge watch this or anything.
Fair enough.
Mainly because I was finishing watching Picard, because I was a few weeks behind on that.
Oh, fuck, I gotta watch that.
Oh my god, I just watched it. There's only 10 episodes. My god, it is so good.
I did listen to a podcast with Patrick Stewart the other week where he was talking about it, and it made me want to watch it, so I will do that. I'm still binge watching Silicon Valley, which I'm fucking thoroughly enjoying. So,
where are you up to now?
I think it's season 6 is the last season. So,
oh my god, you've blown past me.
Yeah, well, I recommend you continue watching because it's fucking hilarious. The bear is sticky with honey.
I've started catching up on Always Sunny. I think I'm in the 7th season now.
So good.
The 2-part episode at their high school reunion was fucking terrific.
It's so good.
And then the next episode, the first episode of the 7th season, where they find a painting
that series, right?
done by Hitler. Yes, Max fat in season 6.
Yes,
and he's skinny again in season 7, but he's not buff yet.
What did you say about Hitler?
Where Charlie finds the painting done by Hitler.
Oh, the dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Such a good fucking show.
I'm actually going to buy it and start watching it.
to it.
You should. Honestly,
It's on
it's
sale at the
so
moment.
funny. Consistently funny.
Yeah, it's good.
There's like a couple of seasons
really
where
is,
it
yeah.
dips a bit, but
Yeah, but the good thing is you can kind of just... I put these on right before I go to sleep. Like, after I've already watched the film or you know what I mean? Like, just as just a nice little cap off to the day.
yeah.
They're perfect for that. So it doesn't matter if they're funny because they're light-hearted, you know?
Yep. Yep. So good. Speaking of funny, Louis C.K. has apparently dropped a new comedy special on his website
Of
that
all
you can
people.
purchase. Yeah, out of nowhere. Which, you know, some people are annoyed about it. Some people are happy about it. He's obviously quite a divisive character. And apparently he does address, you know, some stuff in
Does
the
he?
comedy series, which is, you know, always the best place to talk about that kind of thing is, you know, in your stand-up.
Well, I mean, I guess that's his platform.
But he did say, I know. I mean, this is only quite. I haven't watched this special, but he apparently he says men are taught to make sure the woman is okay, but the thing is, women know how to seem okay when they're not okay. Okay, so it's their fault. Gotcha. Yep, makes sense. Might not be how he intended it. That's how this article is.
Yeah, I
portraying.
don't think that came out what he was wanting to say at all.
Yeah. Well, again, I haven't watched it. That's just a quote that this
Stop
article has decided to
pretending
go with.
you don't like what I'm doing to you.
Just thought I'd mention that since.
Are you going to check this out, Matt?
The comedy special.
Yeah.
You know what? I've never watched a Louis C.K. comedy special. I don't know a lot about Louis C.K., so I'm probably not going to.
I went through a small phase where I paid attention to him because he was kind of doing that thing where he was just being brutally honest about things, you know,
Sure.
and I found that kind of refreshing. But it didn't sustain me, and I'm not a huge comedy fan anyway. I'm doing air quotes on the word comedy anyway.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll check out some clips of it on YouTube. That's how I usually watch stand-up if I'm going to watch it. I'm not... I like Ricky Gervais. I'll watch Ricky Gervais do, you know, a full show. But other than that, I don't know that there's any comedians that I would watch a full comedy special from.
I agree with that.
Yeah, no, I just thought it was interesting that he's back, basically.
Or trying to be back.
Well, we knew he'd been doing shows, right? Because that was controversial as well.
Yeah,
because he was
came
doing
in-
surprise shows, which everyone was like, "Oh, right, still not asking for consent."
No, but that you raise a valid point. Your pun aside, I think it's... Is anyone asking for him to come back and do stand-up?
Yeah, people like him. He's got supporters for sure.
I suppose you're right.
And plus, I think this is him. This is what he sort of does for a living. So he wants to come back because that's how he gets paid.
Yeah, does he need money, or is he all right? I mean,
I don't think he's like super rich that he doesn't ever have to work again.
okay,
I think
fair enough. Fair enough.
he's well off, I would assume. But yeah, it's not like he's
He's getting off, I would assume.
He's not the one who jerked off into a pot plant, is he?
I think he is.
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah.
Whatever,
I wasn't there,
man.
Dan. I wasn't there. It wasn't me, I can tell you that.
Oh, no, pot plant.
If you like this show, you can head on over to patreon.com/multiplenerdgasm and support it. For as little as $1 a month, you can support the show. For as little as $5 a month, you can get the show early. And then for $10 a month, you get the after party, which is where we continue talking after this. And usually Dan puts a bunch of offensive articles in there.
I've been quite offensive on the main episode this week, so
Yeah.
either the after party is going to be tame or it's going to be next level offensive.
Fuck, man. It's going to be so intense. If you like the show, you could leave us a positive review on whatever platform you're listening to it on. That was a horrible sentence.
Well, speaking of whatever platform you listen on, I realised recently that we record pretty consistently once a week, and even when somebody can't make it, we still do a show. We put out a show.
Yep.
The show must go on. So there's been episodes where it's just been Luke and I, Matt and I, Luke and Matt. You know, we used to have a fourth member. But there's one voice that's been on every single podcast since the first episode. And that's the robot at the end, who thanks you for listening. But I realized that she's very specific about asking people to subscribe in iTunes.
Yes.
And I want to know, when was the last time you used iTunes? Anyone?
Every time I try to even log into it, I struggle because my account's been deactivated for not using it.
I've not even thought about iTunes in a while.
No, I don't use it either. I use Overcast on my phone to listen to podcasts. And you're right, and I have considered changing it, but it is the only consistent thing. That voice at the end has always been there. Yeah, exactly. At this point, am I going to change it? I don't know. Maybe that's the magic, you know? Maybe that's how this whole thing comes together. And if I remove it, we're fucked. Who knows? I mean, I guess it could be ours, or it could be the robot voice. Who knows? Listeners, podcast at multiplenerdgasm.com, mnerdgasm on Twitter, multiple nerdgasm on Facebook, multiple nerdgasm on Instagram.
Do you listen to the entire podcast just hoping that right at the end you'll hear that voice you always hear?
If I left her off one week, would you cry?
If Matt got her off one week.
So I cancelled my Disney Plus subscription the other day.
Yeah, I cancelled mine about a month ago.
Because I don't have
nothing on it.
No, nothing.
You figured there's no time for watching TV lately.
It's not that. It's just that I've seen everything that's on there. It's all. They're not making anything new, right? They made a new movie that I don't care about, Star Child or something. And then other than that, it's like stuff that I don't know. I own all the Star Wars movies, and I mean the Marvel movies I've got on various Blu-rays of things, and I don't know. It's just there's nothing on there that I want to watch.
You still get Hulu though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use Hulu all the fucking time. We're watching. What are we watching on Hulu? I forget. Lots of things. Actually, Always Sunny is on Hulu, I think, and Nathan for You, and a bunch of other good shows. But yeah, so I cancelled it. But this article came out the other day, and it made me interested to check out Lilo and Stitch. But then I realized I can just look at the article because I do like Lilo and Stitch. There's a change been made for Disney Plus to Lilo and Stitch, and we talked about this, right? Where they changed Home Alone, they removed Donald Trump from Home Alone 2.
Yeah,
we talked about that. Yeah,
but that wasn't Disney that removed him. That was just the network who was
he was removed a
trimming
while ago,
it for time, right?
Yeah, he was removed a while ago. NBC removed him years ago, apparently. But there's a scene that's been changed in Lilo and Stitch where I guess she's trying to hide in the house. And in the original film, she hides in the dryer, in the laundry. And they've changed it now so that it's a cupboard.
Yeah. It's a cupboard that's next to a fucking washing machine.
And she's hiding behind sort of jumps up and puts a pizza box in front of her.
Yes.
Now, I actually do understand why they changed this, and I'm not, and I can see why. Like, it's a dangerous thing to do.
Yeah, but it's all fantasy. Like, don't be friends with a fucking alien.
No, I mean, I get it. But was there an incident that sparked this? And why not other things?
Well, there's probably incidents every year where children actually die from that. So,
but not because they watched Lilo and Stitch, surely.
Maybe.
Kids are pretty stupid.
Look, I understand. Look, Stanley Kubrick made A Clockwork Orange, which is about a cool dude who rapes people. And then a bunch of people got raped, and so he was like, fuck you, you're all stupid, you can't be trusted with a movie, I'm taking it off the market. I get that. But, like, this is an old movie.
Oh, yeah.
This has got to be people just looking at it now and somebody goes, oh, you can't show a kid crawling into a washing machine.
Well, this is like, remember Spielberg changed E.T. because he didn't want the cops having shotguns when they're chasing children. But then later on he said, nah, that was a mistake. That was dumb. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, he wished he never actually did that.
Yeah.
Because cops do have guns and we're not idiots.
Yeah, they shoot children all the time.
This is America. Shooting children is your right.
But didn't he actually say the reason why he did that is basically George got in his ear?
I mean, that was the implication. But, yeah.
Well, I mean, Spielberg did put Indy crawling into a refrigerator, which we also know is very dangerous. Especially those 1950s refrigerators.
Yeah, there's an episode of Punky Brewster all about it.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. Little kid.
You know there's a Punky Brewster reunion show coming out soon? Well, I don't know if it's soon anymore because the world's turned upside down, but yeah.
That's literally the only
cast.
episode of that show that I remember, is the one where the kid gets locked in the fridge. Because it was terrifying.
Yeah, I'd forgotten that as well. Have you guys seen that episode of Different Strokes where Arnold gets molested by the guy at the bike shop?
No, I've seen a joke on Family Guy about it.
It's real, and it's on YouTube. If you type in Different Strokes molested bike shop, it's terrifying.
Thanks for the tip. That's just how you describe. No, that's the way you described it. Was the episode where he gets molested at the bike shop? Type in Different Strokes molested bike shop.
Well, it's all about keywords, Matt.
In case you don't know how to search for things. If you've never searched for somebody being molested before,
the episode is not known for any other factors other than the fact that Arnold gets molested by the guy at the bike shop.
Damn.
It's not like you have to go, oh, and it's also the one where fucking Willis wears a banana costume.
Sure. Is it graphic?
It's no. I mean, you don't.
It's still a family show.
You see
Sounds
the dick
like it.
going in. No, it's it's not graphic, but it is way more suggestive than a fucking kids sitcom that's on at 3:30 in the afternoon.
Really?
Has
Okay.
any right to be?
Like an episode of Degrassi or something. Remember how that show was fucking intense?
It's Degrassi level shocking to look back on. Because when we were kids, we just watched Degrassi and we were like, yeah, he's got AIDS. What?
Yeah. Fuck, that episode where that kid has AIDS is fucking terrifying.
Yeah. And when that other kid goes into the toilets and fucking
Joey.
bashes him, he's like, you don't want to get my blood on you.
Yeah, Joey.
Terrifying.
Yep. What a show.
Fucking the 80s were a great time for kids.
Man, that one with
TV and
the
movies.
Scooter? Was that his name? He's hitchhiking and the guy molests him? Speaking of.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Starts rubbing his leg. What a fucking show that was. Is when I was a kid, fucking terrified me of I thought the world was going to destroy me.
Yeah. You were like, I'm never going to Canada.
Yeah. The place is full of fucking deviants with AIDS.
All the way with Stephanie K.
All the way with Stephanie K. What's their band's name? The Zip Remedy.
Yeah, yes.
Oh.
What a show.
I want to go watch that now.
Between that and You Can't Do That on Television, like Canada was really fucking pushing the envelope in the 80s.
Yeah, why do we get all the Canadian shows in Australia? That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Alanis Morissette sucking off Uncle Jesse at the movies. Or was it Uncle Joey? Which uncle did she suck off at the movies?
Did that happen?
I don't remember this.
No, not in the show, but Alanis Morissette was in You Can't Do That on Television, right? And at the same time...
Was she? I didn't know that.
Yeah. She is. And at the same time that was popular, Full House was popular, she started dating the uncle in real life.
Oh.
The funny one, not the handsome one.
Joey. Cut it out.
And that song about, like, fuck you for breaking up with me, I sucked your dick at the movies, is about him.
There you go.
Another thing I never knew.
Yeah.
I'm learning
Sure, I
so
needed
much
to know.
tonight.
But yeah, thanks, Alanis. Before we go, we've got some Star Wars news.
That's sad Star Wars news.
Apparently so.
I forget what this is. Let me scroll down. Are we thinking of the same news? Because this is not that sad.
Oh, it's sad for Werner Herzog, right?
I think it's sad he's never thought a dog was cute. Puppies are so cute.
Now, this is unrelated to Star Wars, but I put this in under Star Wars news because I remember, we discussed him saying that he thought Baby Yoda, the puppet, was cute.
Yes, he wept.
To the point where he wept.
Yeah.
And apparently somebody on set wasn't crying, and Werner got really angry at him, and and called him a white elephant or something. I actually missed the meaning, but I find it funny that he, like, not only did he weep, but he also thinks that anyone who doesn't weep when they look at this puppet is heartless. But he's now come out and said that he's never ever found a dog cute. So that's the level.
That's so weird.
He is an odd dude. I love this. I've got to read the rest of this. I have not read this yet, but I'm just skimming at it, and I'm gonna have to read this because it's fucking fascinating. Is part of the reason you take acting jobs to finance your films? It's not so much for earning money. I do it for the joy of it. So it's for fun. Deep joy. Fun is superficial.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Cool. I'm very interested.
Well, you know, he made a movie in the 70s or maybe the early 80s called Fitzcarraldo, which is about an old-timey explorer who sailed a boat up to the coast of South America and then made his boat crew carry it through the jungle to the other side and put it back in the ocean. And while making that movie, Werner Herzog made his film crew carry the fucking boat from one side of South America to the other.
Amazing.
Yeah, I would quit.
He's a method
I think
director.
he's on Masterclass, Matt. Can you
is.
confirm that?
Yeah, he is. I'm yet to watch it, but he is. And now I feel like this is actually the second thing that's made me want to watch it, because somebody tweeted the other day and said it's fucking the best one on there. And I was like, oh yeah, I really should watch that one.
Yeah, I think it'd be entertaining if nothing else.
Mm-hmm. Well, I gave up on the David Lynch one. I fucking love David Lynch, but hearing him talk about film is so fucking boring. He has nothing to say because he can't verbalize anything. You know what I'm like? He's nonsensical.
And the reason that he makes films is not the reason I watch films, even the ones I like.
Right, but he made the film, right? The whole point is the film speaks for itself. He doesn't really have anything to say about it. Like, it's not... He can't... People say he doesn't explain the films. I don't think he can explain the fucking films. He just does shit. Like... And then, like, he uses... Coming up with ideas. He has this metaphor about fishing, and it's all just like, yeah, think of things and write them down. Like, I just summarized it. But he's just got these... metaphors and fucking crazy stuff, but it's all like, I don't know. I think I'm too practical to listen to it. He just fucking makes me crazy.
No, I completely agree.
Love his films. Just fucking shut up. So there's an article in here, right, that I clicked on it because I was like, I got to see this, and fuck me, this is hilarious. Puma, as you would say in Australia,
mm-hmm.
Puma, have released some new sneakers that really do look like Hitler.
Yeah.
That is
It took me a second.
fucking hilarious.
Even the like the kind of swept side part.
The caption, uncanny rikeness.
Is that swept up high part that does it? If it had just been black the entire part there without that little
Yes, the little fringe.
You'd be fine.
That is so funny.
You know when you go to the hairdresser, or maybe do you remember back, guys, when you went to the hairdresser?
Back before
Sorry.
the disaster. Yeah. Back in the before times.
Where they go and wash your hair away from where you're getting it cut, and then they bring you back.
Yes.
And like your hair just looks the worst it could possibly look at that point.
Sure. Yeah, I remember having hair. I do remember that.
When my hair is like that, it's like, because my hair is dead straight and it just fucking hangs down, and if after they've washed it I get back and I always look a little bit like Hitler.
And then you're like, I guess I could grow a moustache. I guess.
You know what's funny? So I haven't shaved since we started working from home, and
Yeah, we're bothered.
and I'm not even like trimming, so it's just fucking look like a homeless person. But usually I would trim my mustache above my top lip, but right now it's kind of just flying free. But my mustache kind of naturally parts in two places, kind of. So there is like the kind of the bushy Hitler bit in the middle, and then the kind of just bits at the side. So I can kind of see why somebody would have gone, oh, I could keep just that bit.
I once, when I was shaving in the last 12 months, because I do adjust my facial hair sometimes, and I think at some point I just had the chin goatee again, and I was shaved the moustache off, and I did consider just shaving a little bit of a Hitler mo just to show Jenna. But then I was like, she's going to take a photo, and then one day,
glue it down.
One day, I'm going to end up in prison for some reason because of it.
Well, one day you're going to want to run for mayor of your local town.
Exactly, and then it's going to be like that picture's going to be plastered everywhere.
Mind you, Justin Trudeau is so intelligent and charming that he can have done blackface and come out and correctly apologise for it and it not harm his reputation.
Well, Luke's made it very clear that there's nothing wrong with it.
Nope.
Luke almost moved to Canada.
To be with Justin Trudeau.
Yeah. He moved there in blackface. You know, it's funny. I was watching The Illusionist last night. You know, the poor substitute to The Prestige that came out at the same time
Edward Norton
about old-timey magicians.
Yeah.
And it's got Edward Norton in it, and he's just rocking just the goatee, just like the mo that kind of joins just the goatee, right? And the cheeks are nude.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking to myself, I could probably pull that off. Actually, that would look damn good on me. And like I didn't say it out loud. It was literally in my head. And Hui just turns to me and goes, "Do not shave your beard like that."
I'm like, I get it into my head. I'm like, oh, I could try that. And I like always, and I've just got to remember this. I always regret just not having a fucking normal beard.
Just the beard. Yeah. I do that too. I'm like, oh, I could be a bit clever.
Yeah, no, my beard, I feel like I grow a good beard. Like, and anything else is just, I'm going to be disappointed. So
people are jealous of my beard.
Yeah, you got a good beard, man.
Yeah, Luke, is your beard still as beardy as it was last time I saw you?
Yes. Probably even more beardier.
Can you guys both Snapchat me just so I can see what your beard's current
beard situation?
I'm not going to return it because my beard's pathetic in comparison to yours, but I want to see.
All right, getting it ready now. Go this way. Trying to get best angle. There you go.
You know what my problem is, right? I get perfectly good coverage on my face, but I don't have any hair on my neck, which means that, like, at a certain point, it just becomes really hollow.
Good Lord. Look at Luke's beard. Is this still a podcast, by the way?
Look at that.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so...
Wow, Luke, yeah, that's...
but I trim my neck.
For you.
I trim my neck. So, I mean, that wouldn't necessarily worry me, right? Just keep it tight under the chin.
Yeah.
But don't you need that kind of backup for it?
No, I never... I keep it, like, under my neckline. I shave all the way up there.
I just hide it with a beard.
Yeah.
Do you?
So you can't see it. Yeah, I just let it grow down so you can't see it.
Ah, okay. So essentially, it's like hangs down like the bottom of Ned Kelly's helmet. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna. Oh God, no! I'm not gonna send that. I was gonna send you a picture, but like I look like trash right now because I haven't shaved. So no, I'm not gonna send that picture.
Just fucking send it. You don't have to send it to everyone.
All right, here we go. I'm just sending it to you two.
Okay.
I can't even find you on here because I never send you individual things.
Yeah,
it's right at the bottom.
Far down.
Here we go. That's my underbeard.
Oh yeah, okay. That's pretty much where mine's shaved to as well. Okay, let me.
I can't. I'm trying to take a photo of mine, but it's too hard. Nope.
We're not talking about beards anymore, guys. Also, the listeners are like, "What is this?"
My beard style icon now is Rob McElhenney.
Oh, sure.
His beard.
Oh, his beard in Mythic Quest is fantastic.
Yeah, it's excellent.
Yeah. Also, his physique
Yeah.
is on point.
Have you seen that interview with him and either Kimmel or the other one? And he's saying he had this exact picture in his mind of what body he wanted, which was Brad Pitt in Fight Club.
Yeah.
And he went to the trainer. He's like, I know what I want. And the trainer's like, let me guess, Brad Pitt in Fight Club. He's like, how'd you know? He's like, yeah, everyone wants that.
Because we're in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's an interview, I think it was on some podcast, that he was in, they finished shooting, I think the season 14 of Always Sunny, the one where he gets really buff anyway. And he went down to, I think he said he was in Mexico at a resort. And this guy came over and goes, excuse me, mate, would you take a photo with my wife? And he was like, oh, sure, of course, no problem. And like they're at the pool. And so he gets a photo with this guy's wife. And he's like, oh, can I get one too? And then he got a photo with him. And then he goes, oh, okay, so what's your favorite episode? And they're like, of what? And he's like, oh, you don't recognize me? And they're like, no, you've got the most amazing body we've ever seen. And he was like, fuck yeah. And then he went back over to his wife, Caitlin, and he was like, fucking guess what?
Oh, yeah. Man, I'd be talking about that forever.
Yeah.
Could you imagine walking up to someone, though, that you didn't know wasn't famous and just got, I like the look of you, can I get a photo with you?
He said it was the best.
And if I went up to someone and
life.
I said, you've got a great body, can I take a picture of it? They're not gonna comply.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I imagine that's why they didn't say anything until he asked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because they're like, oh, he knows. He knows.
Yeah. Yeah, he gets this all the time. I was watching a film today, actually, and I realised I actually do have a Hollywood movie star body, and I know which Hollywood movie star's body I have, and that is Bill Murray. I was watching The Life Aquatic, and he took his shirt off, and I was like, huh, that's pretty much me. That's it.
Well, I'm still working towards my role model, which is Chris Farley.
I got referred. My physique was referred to at work recently as a dad bod, and I was like,
I definitely.
And they were like, no, that's a good thing. That's like in right now. I was like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's still not a compliment.
Yeah, fat losers are in.
Proud. Somehow I have lost weight over the last few weeks.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, that's
you know why? Because I'm not eating.
No, I found
as
out
much shit
at a terrible time though, because I wore a kilt to work and I could feel it being a bit loose, and so it was a bit nerve-wracking all day.
That's all for this week. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe in iTunes to receive episodes automatically. We'll see you next time.